Just to clarify, Rain, not when Occo comes back to us. Occo is taking a break from streaming in general, and then we'll be back after like a week or two. Before we go tonight, chat, I guess Lumi and I can just address the elephant in the room for those of you who didn't see everything go down. But Occo is probably not coming back to the podcast in general. I would like to still try and be friends with Occo, but I don't know. I read some of the document they put out a little bit ago, and I don't know if I can.
It's like I wish all of us would have just stayed behind the scenes. It's like when I woke up and stuff, things were already being posted, and then I had to go to work, and then I couldn't even read everything till I got home, and then by the time I got home, it was already like too late to get caught up on some other stuff. I have shit going on IRL. I can't keep up with all of it. I just got sad. I didn't want to lose a friend, but then things just happened way too fucking fast. It's like, I don't hate Occo at all. I don't. I really don't. I still care about Occo. I'm just sad and disappointed on how things turned out. And it's like, I told Occo as much. It's like, the podcast originally started out with, like, you know, just us shooting the shit. We didn't want to take it to a business venture. We just wanted to shoot the shit, take one day out of the week where we can just take a break from our own streams, fucking talk about other VTuber drama and things we find interesting. It's like, it started out with just me and Mizu talking about Akio Air. And that stream was just on my channel and stuff. The Under the Tea channel was made, like, way after we started. So it's just like, we just wanted it to be fun, and we even said, like, we want it to be fun. If we make money off of it, that's pretty cool. We can put it back into the channel and all that. Yeah, I don't know. It's like, I just wanted to have fun with this. I didn't want to be like, okay, this is gonna be an income. No, it was just a fun little bonus that if it happened, it happened.
Yeah, I have to look into it later, chat. We didn't want to talk any more about the Occo thing because we were under the impression it was done. And then Occo had agreed, then yeah, it's fuck up, it's whatever. But they shared their document right as we were about to stream, which feels a little targeted, because they know when the stream time was, and we had this scheduled from noon today. So, yeah. And I open it up and I read, like, the very first start of it, and, like, the first paragraph is, I owned Under the Tea, I built Under the Tea, and everything was mine. And Lumi and Mizu agreed to that. It's like, no? What?
It's like, originally, the podcast, like, our little, like, placeholder name was Fishy Tea Time, because I couldn't think of anything else creative. And I did make a YouTube channel in September of last year, and we just never used it. And then my friend Tyler was like, hey, I got a cool name idea for your podcast. Why not Under the Tea? And then we took it from there. So it was my friend Tyler who came up with the name.
Yeah, I have no idea what they're talking about. They owned it. What I'm gathering from some of their messages is that they, behind our backs, put it under their name as, like, a business. But they never told us about doing that.
And also, the only reason why it's under Occo's AdSense was, at the time, they were the only one that had monetization on YouTube and had an active AdSense. I didn't get monetized until very recently, like, what, a month and a half ago? Not even. So it's like, I didn't have an AdSense account. Mizu doesn't have an AdSense account. So the only thing that made sense was for Occo to do it, because she was the only one who knew how to do any of that.
Yeah, Occo seems to have considered it owned by herself based on having all the accounts be hers. She just put, like, all the all the information, like all the recovery information in her name. All the accounts weren't hers. I really don't understand what they mean.
It's like the Discord server was originally under my name. But after I had a little freak out earlier in the year and I left the server, I transferred the ownership to Occo. So I was the one that originally, built the baseline of the server.
And all the some of the original Under the Tea streams were all done on my personal Twitch and personal YouTube. We didn't even have Under the account at the start.
Yeah, if you look back on my live streams, you'll see all the ones that were still labeled Fishy Tea Time.
Yeah. On mine, I renamed them to Under the Tea after we actually started something.
I was lazy.
For those of you who don't know, didn't follow like all the Twitter stuff, we had changed some of the recovery information to mine because when we tried to get in the account to like view some things, Lumi couldn't get in because the accounts had Google passkeys put on them, which I don't think we ever talked about putting Google passkeys on them, but they were preventing Lumi from getting in. So in order to help Lumi get in so she could see our shared account, I removed a bunch of this stuff, set it to myself, and then made it to where I could edit it so I could get Lumi back in. And then I woke up the next morning and Occo had changed everything, including the passwords, to make sure neither of us could get into it.
It's like the only reason why we went into the back end of the account was because we were getting their manager Paco off of it, because Paco had managerial access to the channel.
Yeah.
And since he has that type of access, he had the ability to delete live streams and videos. So we didn't want to take that chance.
Yeah.
Paco the Panda was technically, I guess, our old manager, but not even a manager to me and Mizu because we never signed anything and he hardly talked to us. The most that he has ever done for me is typing up my YouTube description.
Yeah.
That's it. It's like, yes, he talked to me every once in a while, gave me some advice, but the majority of my growth was my own and promotion from Arch. Arch helped me more than Paco ever did, and Rage helped me way more than Paco ever did.
Look, guys, I'm gonna tell all of you this, and I'm gonna stick with it, is because I had some people message me and say they think Occo's kind of in an abusive relationship with Paco, and that they really need me and Lumi by their side for it. And the thing is, you can't save somebody who doesn't want to be saved. Because Occo will talk all the time about how much money they owe Paco, or like this debt of gratitude they owe Paco because Paco helped them find a job, Paco helped them find a home, all this stuff. What I don't like to talk about is me and Occo's personal stuff, but I guess I kind of have to because they try and hold this over to it. I've offered Occo my house. I have offered to drive down to where Occo lives and help them move. I have offered to let them stay here completely rent-free until they find a new job. Them living in my house with me would bring, like, even after they found a job, it would bring their rent down to like $200-something. It'd be almost nothing. I have offered to help them get out of their biggest debt payment, which is their car loan, because I have several family members that work in the automotive industry, and I gave them all the information about their car that Occo gave to me. And they basically said that they could help get Occo out of their loan. That they could even get their own dealership to just buy out the rest of the car loan completely and get Occo 100% no more car payments, get Occo into a new car with a much more reasonable loan after they find a job. So I've offered all this stuff to Occo in private before. I've tried to help Occo get away from Paco and like his weird shit he's got going on down there, but Occo didn't want it. And thanks to my friend Introburb, who I talked to the night before all this happened, who gave me the advice that if somebody is hurting you because they're in an abusive relationship and they refuse to leave it, there's really not much you can do other than leave them behind and tell them that one day in the future, if they realize what a fuck up they've done, then they can come back to you. Because I can't sit here and like repeatedly hurt myself and hurt Lumi and hurt our community because Occo is having whatever weird issue is going on. Like, I don't know how to fix that.
It's just like this started as a fun group thing. I wish it would have kept being just a fun group thing.
Yeah.
But it's like, you know, how people always say, never mix a business with pleasure. If this was going completely fine until, like, this was 3 days ago when we were told that Occo wanted this to be a business venture.
Yeah.
From the beginning, it was supposed to be just for fun, to relax, to have fun, and be better than, not better, but like, you know, be different than the other drama tubers.
Yeah. It's, because we don't, Occo said that, like, they recorded the conversation, which, again, that's another thing that we were having a private conversation where we were all told we could be comfortable and pour our hearts out. And admittedly, I didn't pour out too much because I was genuinely too upset to talk to Occo at the time. But knowing that they recorded that after saying that, I don't feel comfortable around them anymore.
I don't either. It's like, I forgot what I talked about. I'm sure I talked about some personal things when I was, like, you know, saying that, like, because it's like, I know all of us work full time.
Yeah.
But it's like, I have 2 hours between when I get home from work and the podcast to do things for my family, to eat, to take care of other things that need to be taken care of. So it's like half the time I'm either low energy or, yeah, I don't contribute much. But when I do have that energy, like, for example, during the fucking Evil Toaster stream, and when we were watching Merryweather, I was very much engaged, but some days I'm just not, and I get it. I own up to that. But just being told that we're essentially dead weight.
I had questions about the Juniper thing. I conflated Under the Tea with Juniper at some point. Mizu and Lumu were both part of Juniper at some point, right? To clarify, we had agreed to be a part of Juniper verbally, but we never signed anything, and we did not hand over Under the Tea. In fact, one of the first things Paco did when he finally... Because first off, he was ignoring us for months. He just would not talk to us. He would tell Occo things, and then Occo would tell us. Even though we were all in a Discord together called the Juniper Discord, he wouldn't post it in there. He would privately tell it to Occo. Occo, we finally told Occo, like, look, Paco's not doing anything. He needs to, like, actually step up, because, at the time, Lumi specifically had turned down going with somebody else because of the Juniper thing. And we're like, look, we are actively turning down other deals, and Paco isn't talking to us. So we told Occo, you have till January of 2025, and if Paco doesn't have the ball rolling, we're leaving. So, Occo got Paco to finally message us, and the very first thing he says is, hey, so Occo wanted me to, like, you know, get the ball rolling. So here's what we're doing with Under the Tea. First off, we're bringing in a new co-host. It's going to be this person. You guys are going to love him. And I was like, and I admit, I was the one that said this. I was like, wait. We didn't agree to, like, hand over Under the Tea, and you didn't talk with us about this. Like, Under the Tea is our show. It's all, the three of us. We decided together. We have not handed it over to Juniper. It's like a property. We were agreeing that us three, as VTubers, might work with Juniper, but that doesn't necessarily mean you own Under the Tea, which is a separate project. And he got mad at me for that, and basically immediately iced me and Lumi out because of me doing that, and would later send another message basically saying that I was a red flag, dead weight, holding everybody back, had nothing going for myself, and that it was weird that I cared for a small YouTube channel like Under the Tea because it didn't even have, like, what was the number he gave? Like 10,000 followers?
10,000 subscribers, yeah.
Yeah, he said because Under the Tea didn't have 10,000 subscribers that it wasn't important enough for me to care about it. Which I was like, that's my channel doesn't even have that much, and I still care about my channel. My channel's not even monetized, and I still care about it. I don't understand what you mean I shouldn't care about it.
Yeah, it's just like, one, we've only been doing this podcast for a year and had this channel only around since November.
Yeah.
I think we're doing fairly well for just doing a chill podcast. We could be putting in like, oh my god, we can like production quality stuff, but we're all too poor for that shit. We could be putting out all of this shit. And would we be the same? Would we have the same amount? Would we have more? Who knows? We're at the mercy of the algorithm, honestly. And it's like, we're not doing bad at all.
Yeah.
And we do this once a week.
Yeah.
We do this once a week.
We told this to we tried to tell this to Occo, like, look, we're doing one stream a week on this channel, and I'll be totally transparent with you guys. In the last 2 months, we made like $800 off 8 streams. That's like $100 a stream, which is a lot for like small people that don't have a huge following, that are just doing this for fun. That's a huge amount for us, and we really appreciate that. And they looked at that, and all they could say was not enough. It needs to be bigger, it needs to be more, we need to have more money. And it's like, I don't understand why you care so much. Genuinely, I don't understand. Because
well, like, go ahead, you can finish.
Don't go anywhere for like years. They just flounder for years, and they never make anything of themselves. I was recommended on YouTube the other day a channel that is uploaded consistently every single day, and their most recent, not their most recent video, but their videos that are up to a month old have 2 views on them. This person is grinding away every single day. I watched their video, and they were talking consistently the whole time, and just nobody's watching. And that is how most people are. Most people just don't get anything for years. So for 1 year, we're already monetized, we're already making money, and we already have like 100 consistent CCV. That's so good. And they didn't see it.
It's just like, I don't know. I had a thought, and now I remember it. It's like, for people who are saying that, oh, we were throwing a fit because, why would we want the channel branding, videos, and everything still up if we just seen this as a hobby? If it's like, okay, say that all of the videos were deleted, that gets rid of everything. That gets rid of our place in the algorithm. That gets rid of all of our watch hours, all of our views, all of our everything. It's like, it's not about the money. It really isn't. This was not just Occo's work. This was all of our work. We all worked hard on this. And it's like, I don't know. It's like,
it's
not
really
a lot.
Confusing that Occo thinks it's all their work. Because I read like part of their document that they posted out, which, by the way, guys, I actually do still have the document, because I didn't close it. I opened it up on another monitor and just left it up. And like, everything in it is like, it was mine, it was mine, it was mine, it was mine. It's like, it was ours. I don't understand why you can't say that. It was our project. We worked together. And I think what really ended up doing it was when Occo covered the Kirsch document, it really like blew up her followers and started getting their channel into the algorithm and helping them blow up. A part of me feels like some of it is they felt like they got too big for us. Because me and Lumi are still kind of small, and we're still going at our own pace. And I think Occo is just like, well, I'm just bigger now. So I need to move on from these little people that aren't going anywhere.
And it's like, it's not like we were holding Occo hostage or anything. It's like, none of us, made a formal agreement on, all of us have to stay here, blah, 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 blah. It's like any of us could have left at any time. And it's like, hell, even while this was going on, Occo is like, Lumi, you should just quit the fucking podcast and just stay full-time at Archcast. And I'm like, I enjoy doing both. I don't want to leave this one. I enjoy this one. I love this podcast. As much as I enjoy Archcast, I don't want to just be over there.
Yeah, it's like some stuff in this document. By the way, chat, I have to kind of say this because I talked to Occo last night and this morning, and I was under the impression we were good. And I told them like, hey, in the future, I want to be friends again, but we need space and we need time for things to heal. And I don't know if I can do like I told them specifically, I don't know if I can do a content thing with you again, but I do want to keep playing games with you. And I was under the impression that things were good and we fixed that. And then like the third paragraph of this document, I would have been permanently locked out of the channel I am responsible for over 90% of the work on. Like, what? For those of you who don't know, this background that we use for all of the podcasts, that's mine. And we didn't even pay for that ourselves. That's just my old background from my old streaming.
And then we all had our own individual backgrounds for our little rooms.
Yeah. We all picked our own little rooms. The layout was made. All the layouts have always been made by me. Like every single one. The logo and shit was made with funds that were made by the channel. It was just put in through Occo's VGen account because, it was her AdSense. Again, at the time when we put the AdSense into the thing, she was the only one that was monetized and the only one that had an AdSense. Those the little fish lanes you guys see on the thumbnails, I paid for all of those, and that was even my idea. I didn't even tell Lumi and Occo about it until I had already paid for them, because I was like, guys, I have this really cute idea for like matching Fuji text for us, and I'll show them when you're done. And I got them all from our artist Ari, and I just 90% of the work in reference to research. See, that's another thing, because Occo brought this up in a conversation with all of us, that she felt she was doing all the research. Lumi and I are posting all the stuff in the Discord. We have a private Discord chat on the Discord where we're posting it, and Akko's not even doing all the research. She's getting it from you guys who are helping us and posting it in our Drama General chat. I don't know what they're talking about doing research.
And it's like, yes, I don't have time to back read everything. And I also kind of like the feeling of just reading everything fresh for the first time on stream, unless it's very sensitive information in a very sensitive situation. Otherwise, the rest is just shooting the shit, just having fun.
Yeah, we told Occo during the conversation that one of our problems was because they'd never brought up any of these complaints to us before, so we didn't even know these were complaints. But we told them, like, look, we kind of like finding topics, doing enough reading to make sure it's valid to like cover on the stream, but then we like to cover it mostly blind because you guys get our natural reactions to it. Because when we actually sit down and we do 100% of the research on a topic, start to finish, all of it, then we come in and we have like a 5-minute chat. Like, hey, I read the document, I think it was bad. Did you think it was bad? Yeah, I think it was bad too. Okay, move on to the next thing. And it ruins like all the like exploration part of it that made it feel more casual and interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And I do want to clarify for chat that I don't want anybody to stop watching Occo. And I definitely don't want any of you to be mean to them. This is more of like a personal hurt for us.
Yeah.
We don't want you to like think you need to like fight for us, because the reality is we are fully in the channel now. I went through and I force logged everyone out. I made new login information for it and I passed it all over to Lumi. We talked about it and we're probably going to make it like semi more official than we had it before, where I think I'm going to make a sole proprietorship and just put the channel completely under that, and then have a agreement with Lumi that she owns 50% of like what comes out of the sole proprietorship. I'm going to talk with my bank about it to see what they think is like legal, because I don't want to do anything that's against the law, and I don't want to do anything that completely cuts Lumi out, even though I do know Lumi trusts me. I do like the idea of having it on paper, so
Yeah.
this doesn't happen again. And in the future, if we do bring on like a third person, because of this situation, they're probably going to be more like an employee instead of a
Yeah,
third partner.
it's like I think for a while we should just stick to having like rotating guests.
Yeah.
Because I don't know how like it's going to be hard to trust somebody like that again.
Yeah, it's chat, I don't like talking about my emotions, but when we had the chat with Occo the other day, after we finished it, I had to go and like just sit in the shower for like an hour and cry. Cause Occo was one of my best friends for the last year, and I didn't know how to deal with it.
I close up. I just crawl into my own hole. I couldn't fall asleep last night, and I just like hung out with Mizu because I didn't want to be alone.
Random host, it's semi-random. Like Dama here, me and Dama are friends, and we actually stream on Fridays. We're gonna be streaming tomorrow, which for Dama's anniversary, but also for our we've been playing 7 Days to Die together. That's been fun.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be people we like semi-know, because me and Lumi have kind of made lots of different little VTuber friends, and I think we'd rather have them on than try and get like wholly brand new people, unless they're super interesting. Like Taiga was super interesting, Legal Mindset was super interesting. Despite everything, we'd have Alara on, I think, just to talk. Interesting people, first and foremost.
Yeah.
Or people we semi-know, but it's... I apologize to anybody, because I know I've gotten a few DMs about it. I'm not bringing on every random little VTuber. I have to somewhat know you, and we have to somewhat be friends, to a degree.
Yeah. It like a small vetting process at least.
I am kind of glad chat has the same take we have on the Occo stuff, that we really like, after all the discussion, feel like it's more Paco than Occo. The problem is we can't be around Occo if they're going to continue that relationship.
Yeah. It's messy, and it's like, you know, to reiterate again. Don't throw shade at Occo. Don't harass them. Don't do anything that we would frown upon, because it's a messy situation. But I think they still can grow from this and learn after, you know, taking a break, because they definitely overloaded their plate this month, like by a lot. So I hope a break does them well.
Yeah, and I don't know, maybe in the future me and Occo can be friends again. We can play games again together. But I just, every time they release something new, it kind of makes it harder for me to trust them. Like, don't hate Occo, just find the whole thing messy as hell. That's kind of what I prefer people to see it as. I've seen a couple people on Twitter like really dig into Occo, and I've tried to mostly reply to the bigger people because they have more reach and they could keep the story more civil. To be like, no, we worked it out, everything's done, it's over, problem technically solved, and we're moving on. Because like, y'all need rest and some space. We do, but yeah.
I'm still gonna words. I'm still gonna keep streaming, obviously, because I enjoy streaming way too much. This is a thing that legitimately makes me happy every day. Last time I took a long break from streaming, I didn't know what to do. I was sad. This is something that I enjoy too much to just drop, even if I'm feeling sad and shit. It's like, I need to do something to keep me busy, otherwise I'll just get more sad.
Yeah. We thank you guys for listening in. if you have any other questions, you're free to ask me. I don't mind answering anything. I know Lumi kind of wants to just move on and continue their fun stuff.
If there's anything important, I can just relay it to Zoo.
Yeah. We super appreciate you guys dropping by. We hate to like dump all this on you at the end, but again,
Yeah, we're sorry.
I'm the only one who hears a bell. I actually did hear a bell.
Oh, that was Moose Man's phone.
Oh, I was about to say, I have no idea on my computer what caused that.
I should have just said what bell. I should have just
started the gaslighting.
Just start the gas.
But again, guys, we're sorry that we brought this up at the end, but the document got released just before it. I haven't even had time to read it.
Yeah, I haven't read it.
I do feel like it's one of the things that makes me think it's Paco, because there's no reason for them. They've talked about it all day, other places, and there was no reason for them to release it just before. Oh my god, somebody super chatted $100.
Ethan, thank you.
Here is to better times and brighter futures. I'll watch the VOD late after work. I hope you have a good time at work. It is extremely appreciated.
Have a good time at work. Stay safe and drive home safely.
But again, chat, totally sorry for the downer at the end of the stream. We love you guys. We're gonna bring other guests on the stream, like Lama here. Hopefully next time we can have a model.
I promise I'll work on it. I'm gonna literally...
shame.
No, I think what I have to do is I have to restart my VTube studio, because sometimes that matters. We've had the problem in the past.
Yeah.
But I couldn't afford to do that after we start. Another $20 from Bull. Proud of the fixes.
Thank you. Under the Tea will not be stopping. We are going to continue this until we get banned.
Yeah, that was the first thing, is we really didn't want to stop the stream, and that's why we fought for it, and that's why I felt like I had to make things public to fight for it, because I wasn't giving up on it. This is one of the first projects I've really enjoyed, and I had people here with me that I really enjoyed. Give Occo a week or two. He should be approachable. I hope so. I know it's weird for you guys to hear this, because I'm normally the really abrasive one who's willing to kind of throw hands with anybody. But even if they're approachable in a week or two, I probably won't be.
I won't be for a while.
Yeah, it's a weird feeling to be like, I'm kind of over it, but I can't trust you, and I can't talk to you. You know? It's a feeling I don't experience often.